Welcome to SoulTribe Search Party, your go-to space for real talk, deep reflections, and unfiltered life moments. I'm your host, Breezy, and here we keep it raw, soulful, and authentic. Hit that subscribe button, and let's dive in. Hey y'all. Per usual, I am on here looking crazy, and honestly, it has been a rough start to my day. And when I say rough, it's not because anybody has done anything to me. It's just like, it's one of those days where you don't know what your mood is, but it's just like, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily a bad day. It's just nothing. And honestly, I just didn't know how I wanted my day to go. Like, I started journaling. I started doing my tarot cards. I started just working on stuff with my website and my business. Like, I just had no idea what direction I wanted to go this morning. And I also just decided I'm not going to the gym. I was just going to use this day to hang out with my son and my dog. But it's kind of cold outside right now, so I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. He's napping, so I'm going to try to race through this episode. Nah, we're just going to vibe. Okay, so first things first, I just had the thought that maybe I can show you how I use ChatGPT to help me create my product photos for me, because I don't know that some people know that they can do that or just whatever. ChatGPT is an awesome tool, as a lot of people know. It can help you when you feel stuck. It can help you just clarify things that you're thinking, whether you're bouncing ideas off of it. I don't know, whatever the case may be. I wanted to show y'all because honestly, I don't know, I just felt like showing you. So let's see here. So this is how I created my product photos. So first off, I went into Canva and I created like my product labels. And to be honest, yes, ChatGPT is not perfect, okay? It's not perfect. It does try to be spot on, but that's not always the case. I created some labels in Canva, and that part you do need to be able to do. But honestly, if you wanted to, you could ask ChatGPT to help you create a layout for your label. I personally am not able to do that because it's just everything is in words, so it would be telling you how to lay it out just in written direction form. And I am not a creative in that way. I would not be able to do it like that. I like to go into Canva and literally just play with stuff and create my own things. You can always give ChatGPT an example of your vibe and things that you want. You basically just lay out your vibe. This is the prompt that I used. I said I'm ready for a mock front and back photo of this product with my branding. Let's do a clear bottle with white label and my logo with the product name. Okay, so very straightforward. I was having other conversations in the chat before this one, so that's why it's kind of like this, because we were going through this specific product. So then this is the first mock that it has created for me with my product name. You see it has honestly, this is not my branding. And this is where I say that ChatGPT is not perfect, but I'm okay with that. Okay. So this is where I'm like, okay, yeah, this is a perfect photo for this product. And now let's get some nature background. You can literally you can freestyle as you have created your first photo, depending on what your products are. If you want a white backdrop, a black backdrop, whatever backdrop you want, or you can even submit a photo and be like, use this for the background, shit like that. So this is where it kind of got annoying because I'm like, this is perfect. Give me some nature background photo shoot pictures. And then this nigga changed the bottom. Bear with ChatGPT because she means well. And I say she because my ChatGPT is a girl. Yeah, so she changed the bottle. But honestly, when it comes to creating this space for you, do with it what you will. People are not going to be so cut knit about, oh, well, this shows that this is a handle bottle or whatever bottle. Yes, there might be some negative Nancy's out there about that, but who gives a fuck? Like, as long as you deliver the product as you're supposed to, it's a good ass product. It comes in, honestly, this is actually what my bottle looks like without, hold on, let me make it bigger. So without my label on here, this is what my bottle looks like. So to me, the bottle is actually better than the one on the picture. Yeah, this is what ChatGPT created. Okay. Yeah, ChatGPT changed the picture, and obviously I just didn't give a fuck because I was like, now give me a wet shower look for the body wash. And then again, changed the bottle, but delivered the wet shower look. And then on top of which, you got to catch these things on here, because what the fuck is SoulTribe just doing shit? You know, how do you go from what was already there? Like, I would imagine you would just take that exact same bottle and just plaster it on the next few photos. But then actually, yeah, that's where I put, like, this is perfect, but please make the label the same for all 3 pictures with the logo. So it's just a lot of playing around with it, if I'm being honest, to see what you like. I wanted to show you my website because I know that I already have a video where I go through my whole website with you guys. For the sake of this one, this is different because I'm just going over just some of the like breakdowns of how to do these things. To be honest, doing all of this, it just depends how much time and effort you want to put into it, because it is a lot of work to create a website, and especially to get your colors and fonts and sizes of everything how you want to. I say that because, listen, I am no professional. I am just someone that is willing to go the extra mile for myself. But yes, let's go over these concepts. So, like, for instance, you see how, like, when I scroll over these, like, all of these pictures change. And not that I want you to dissect exactly my pictures on my website, but like, you can just tell, like, from the first 2 photos, like, ChatGPT didn't use the exact layout that I wanted, like, especially for this inner stream. Like, the first picture, I liked this bag, but I did not like the wordings. And unfortunately, like, you can tell ChatGPT, and maybe I am just an amateur, but this just goes to show you can be an amateur and create your own shit, because hello, I'm doing it for you. Okay. I personally do not know how to work ChatGPT to its fullest capabilities. So it was just frustrating me that I could not get label exactly how I wanted it to match the rest of my tea blends, but whatever. Okay. The concept of it was exactly what I needed it to be, though. I just wanted some professional photos of my blends that give a variety of looks. You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit, you know. But some of these I was throwing a fit because, bitch, ChatGPT would be just writing stuff on the blend. Like, I could say that there's fucking ashwagandha in a blend, and ChatGPT was like creating a label that was trying to act like you can't see that it just put half the word, or, you know, just like what I showed you with that body wash, how it was like soul and then it was like tribe was with an O. Like, what the fuck? This, in all fairness, is how I created all these photos. And I do that because, bitch, we're balling on a budget, okay? And nobody has time to stress themselves out about, like, when you're doing a startup, do what you can with what you have. Don't stress yourself out to get started with, like, you think you need all this money for stuff. You don't. I mean, obviously you got to buy your products. As far as, like, I have all my tea blends already, which was me purchasing all of my herbs. You of course got to have your product, but as far as like your marketing and all of that stuff, make that shit simple. Do what you can with the schedule that you have, especially if you're a mom. I mean, I only have 1.5 kids because I have a dog, but a lot of people, if you're a mom of 3, you see them on TikTok, all the time, like just making cooking videos, or just, you got to find your lane and then you just got to take off in it. I just wanted to show you that it does not have to be hard. Like, yes, the hardest thing is probably using your creative mind to make things. I mean, obviously, that's the thing that you can't ever change. Like, it can't be bought. Like, of course you can have people make stuff for you, but you'll just learn in the long run that it's not really worth it to invest in things that you can do yourself, and it will save you money. Another thing that I could, I guess, show you is my Canva. This, something simple, easy. I made it in different varieties for myself. So now this is just a simple thank you card that I made. This would come with my products. And then I had to make this one because, y'all, I got black and white thermal printer. Again, amateur thing. Not the fact that I got the thermal printer, it's okay. But I got the thermal printer, but I don't know how to act. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just simply purchasing a printer because I want to start printing off my labels and things like that, and not realizing, like, yes, your labels are just simply going to be in black and white. Duh, it's a thermal printer. Yes, so when I got creative and tried to make all these different things for my labels and shit, I am trying to print this shit off, and it is looking dumb as hell because it's just completely black, And I'm trying to show y'all, but these, I'm not gonna lie, this is off topic. I'm sorry, I do that a lot. I was so proud of myself for making these business cards, like, because these are dope as fuck, bro. Like, you can't tell me anything. Yeah, they are super dope. And I actually did get those printed because I obviously wanted the color to shine through. But then the people that fucking printed it had like a white outline around the card, and I was just like, fuck it, just, we're all in now. You got to do what you got to do. But I wanted to show y'all, this is what my labels look like beforehand. Like, honestly, I think they look really good. But again, I printed them out thinking that they were going to print like this, like in their color form. And they were just like very dark splotches on the thermal printer. And I had to change my labels to be very basic. What my labels became. So this is, for instance, the label for my cleanser. So obviously it is laid out like this because the label is supposed to wrap around the bottle that I showed you, this bottle. So the writing will be essentially sideways on the bottle, except for this part that will be centered in the middle. And the reason why I don't have it on the bottle is another amateur tip. I got the paper that was not waterproof. So I am ordering paper that is waterproof. Because honestly, for my other bottles, I had just been telling people beforehand, like, yeah, this bottle, like, the writing is just going to come off. I apologize. But as a business owner, I need to make the change to ensure that people can still read the bottle. Or, like, if people want to take pictures of your shit, you just want your shit to look good. So you should do what you got to do to get yourself together. Yeah, that is really all that I wanted to share today. Or I guess I could also just like make this my audio journal for the day. Actually, I'm going to read my journal entry that I started today. I didn't even really finish it because, again, I felt like I was forcing it. like I'm just forcing myself to get out of this rut that I am in, but I don't need to force it. I just need to let it flow. And hence, that is why I'm now on here making a video, because I'm just letting myself flow. And this is what I felt the need to do today. So here is my brain dump for today. Finding balance and clarity. Being the observer of reality as I am the mind. My ideas aren't new. They are cycled through and now simultaneously opportunities. I can't say I want something, but be scared to have it. Take charge. What is the cycle? This time last year, I was in a similar cycle. Same worries. No one can really provide you with the security you seek. Only you can. Everyone else around you are just extras. I must continue to see myself in a line. Listen, you might be listening to this and be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Okay, so that is why it's also called a brain dump, because I am literally just word vomiting on the paper, but it makes sense. So let me break it down as I broke it down to myself. So being the observer of reality as I am the mind, what I meant by that is understanding how I am to observe everything around me as I am my thoughts. And if that goes over your head, then I don't have any other further explanation other than the two correlate, and that is why I am meant to be a neutral stature of everything, basically. And that thought really just comes from like me reflecting relationships in my life, people that I might run into or things that I think about. Just learning how to be neutral in the playing field when it comes to things, because the universe responds to you energetically, regardless of if it is a positive or a negative. It's like I could have a good ass day, but the universe is just responding to that energy, if it makes sense. So then stuff can just start happening and you're like, damn, I've been having a good ass day. Why all of a sudden is this, that, and the third going on? But you can still be neutral and tell yourself, like, no, I'm still having a good ass day though. Claim it. Why the fuck not? And same with your thoughts. Like, you can just be thinking a bunch of shit. You can tell yourself all these worries and things that you have going on, but then you can also simultaneously tell yourself, like, shit is always working out for me. Things will be fine. Everything is actually taken care of. I don't need to stress about any of these things. You just let them flow. Pass. When I said my ideas aren't new, they are cycled through and simultaneously opportunities. It's because my understanding is that when you have these thoughts of things where you're like, dang, I was thinking today that I could go fucking buy a whatever building and set up a whatever shop, that doesn't come from nowhere. Okay, like somebody else has simultaneously had that idea as well. It could be somebody in a completely different country or state than you, because you could go somewhere and see that somebody has exactly that, but maybe it's not exactly your touch, because as a lot of people are in the same niche of things, everybody has their own, like, there's still room for people to be in that niche, because when you are authentically yourself and claiming that and in alignment for yourself, then it's just like, that's what sets you apart. That's why you have clientele, they have clientele, because people are going to be attracted to what they're attracted to. Yeah. And basically seize the moment. Like, if you're getting the thought to do something, do it. Don't give yourself 1,001 problems when there's solutions to them. Try to be neutral and be like, I could do this, and just walk yourself through it, because you could be blocking your own blessings, I guess, so to speak. And then that's why I said I can't say I want something, but be scared to have it. You have to know that you are deserving of whatever it is that you want to do. And the reason why things seem as though they are not working out for you is because subconsciously a part of you is working against yourself to not obtain it, because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to be on a side that you have never been on and you've never seen anybody in your family or immediate circle be in that. So claim it, okay? And then just on a personal note, me stating like this time last year I was in the same cycle, it's just being able to point out like the routine of things. How has life changed? Or is it the same? Is it the same because of this? Or is it the same because you're in alignment with yourself, but maybe you're missing a step? I don't know. It could just be whatever it is. But yeah, so there is definitely a lot of discomfort on the other side of things. Sometimes you do want to be like, oh, maybe I should just buckle down and get a regular job. That is fear. That is fear trying to convince you that that is what you need to do. And you don't need to do that. I also did tarot cards today. Okay. I set the tone, and my question to self was that, I feel like I'm in a rut. Actually, it's exactly like what I was sharing on here today and talking about feeling like I'm in a rut and wanting to know if I'm in alignment with myself, or why do I feel down, or just whatever the case may be, right? So this is the first card I got, Ace of Cups. Then I got this card and this one. Okay, and today I cheated. I asked ChatGPT to interpret this for me because that is the mood that I'm in today. So I was going to be vulnerable and share it what ChatGPT said. Ace of Cups. This is divine renewal. This is your emotional wellspring. It's a soul card. You started this business from the heart to pour healing into others and into yourself. But lately, that cup is feeling empty. You're craving flow, connection, and proof that your efforts matter. It's also asking, are you still creating from the overflow or from the fear of failure? This card says, return to love, reconnect with your why, and let that be the offering, not just the product. Death, transformation, and release. You're not being punished, you're being initiated. Something about how you've been moving must end, whether that's overgiving, launching without rest, selling without full belief, or seeking validation through sales. You've outgrown the old you that built from panic, fear, and urgency. This card requires surrender. What if this slow season is saving you from burning out again? This card says you can't rebirth your business while still carrying the energy of survival. Shed the shell. Seven of Swords. Self-deception or hidden strategy. This card is layered. It can mean you're holding back, not being fully real or visible in your marketing, hiding your power out of fear of being too much or not enough. It can also reflect self-sabotage, where doubt, isolation, or fear sneak in and steal your energy. Or you're not telling the whole truth to yourself. Maybe your soul knows what to do next, but your mind is stalling or second guessing. This card says, stop leaking energy, be honest, align your inner world with your outer action. What this spread is telling you, you're not missing some external action like passing out more cards or hustling harder. You're being asked to pour back into yourself, release what no longer works, call your energy back, and move with clear, soul aligned strategy. Your fear isn't a sign to quit, it's a sign to go deeper, not wider. Okay, so things to even think or journal about. What part of me is trying to be reborn through this business? What habits, fears, or expectations need to die so something greater can live? And where am I not being completely honest with myself about what I want or how I show up? Let's break this down in real time. ChatGPT be trying to tell me about myself just as I be trying to tell people about themselves. With the Ace of Cups, if I'm being honest with myself, and this is me giving myself feedback in real time, because I feel like we all be feeling the same shit, but a lot of people don't like to be completely honest about these type of things. The question is, are you still creating from the overflow or from fear of failure. When I reflect on that, it's not, oh, I quit my job and now I'm going to start a business and then my business is going to take off and it's going to, like, I'm going to do all these great things. Yes, claim that. But the real thing behind it is that you have to be willing to really go all in to something that nobody else is going to believe in. You're not going to be able to get all the support from the people that you feel like you should get your support from. The support is going to come from strangers. The support is going to come from your reach that extends further than what is around you. And so you have to be willing to get outside of that and get uncomfortable for things to work out. You can't just expect that from your home, you're just gonna turn into a multi-million-dollar company and you're not putting in real footwork. So that's the first thing. When it said something about how you've been moving must end, whether it's overgiving, launching without rest, selling without full belief, or seeking validation through sales. You've outgrown the old you that built from panic, fear, and urgency, requires surrender. So one thing that I will say is that I did recently have a questioning of myself as far as, am I deserving to have a business that I have? And it's because, when you are growing up, you feel as though people of certain calibers are more than you. I feel like I'm vaguely describing this, but naturally you put a lot of people above yourself and you believe that other people are more deserving of something than you are. The crazy thing about it is there is nothing on my page that I am not willing to teach to someone myself. No, you don't have to be expected to be an encyclopedia. Like, all this information that you put out there, like, no, if somebody sits here and asks me to break down every single herb or something, no, I can't sit here and break down every single herb to you and explain its exact function. But my purpose is to explain the vibe, explain the purpose and the intention behind the things that I'm creating, because that is what is in alignment with what I'm doing, the energy that I'm putting out. And even the courses that I'm creating, the financial courses, are literally as I am healing myself and figuring these things out, I am creating products that can be left for somebody else. People that need the extra boost or understanding of where to start when it comes to things like this in life. And of course, there's a ton of people that sell tea, but a lot of people don't sell tea with the same intentions. A lot of people are just selling tea because they like the taste of it. You might get fucking tea sellers that, their blends are all based off of just how they taste. Like, they're not selling it to you because, they are looking to aid in, something that you're going through in life, or whatever the case may be. Some people do make teas to be healing, but maybe they just make an abundance of different teas as their clientele asks for those teas. That's the thing. What sets you apart from them? Is this person more focused on a certain aspect that you don't really touch on because your aspect is more this way? Like with me, my whole thing is your internal self. And you have to get right with your internal world so that your external world can reflect. Or a lot of people have an external world that reflects, all these great things, but their internal world is in disarray. People can look the part, but they aren't the part. And most importantly, my thing is, I want to not only look the part, but I am the part. I am who I say I am. And I've always been like that. So a learning thing, like when people are acknowledging they want to talk to you about your business and stuff like that, I want to cringe. I want to be like, you want to talk to me about my business? Why? Like, bitch, you know why? Because all the shit that you're putting out there is healing the world. You're supposed to heal the world, okay? And you're supposed to teach, help, be a fucking plant the seed, okay? And you can't plant the seed if you're trying to run away and hide in a ball. And that's what I have been trying to do like as I'm being pushed to get myself out there, like, yes, I am recording myself. I'm making these videos. I have been doing the work, but work is constant. It's not just, oh, you only got to do a little bit of this and then you're off to the races. Like, no, you're constantly always going to have to keep working on something else. There's always another problem. There's always another thing that you have to get through. That's why I feel like even when people do get a lot of money, like their next thing is maybe they were just focused so much on the revenue or, getting the sales that they don't really personalize with their products. Like these are people that don't even actually use their products, or ask them questions, they don't really know much about it. So it's like their business doesn't have longevity because it was based off of one thing. I don't know if that really made sense how I explained it, but just being your authentic self. I do realize that I cannot carry the energy of survival. I literally have to be just present in my work and understand that I can, like, I don't want to say I can, I am who I am. And I don't have to be afraid when people want to ask me questions about stuff. Just speak your truth, and especially behind herbalism, like a lot of people like to ask you questions about certain certifications and things of that nature. And although I do have a biology degree, it's like you don't have to be some crazy, like fucking, I don't know, PhD in herbalist. You can be a self-taught herbalist. You can learn from just doing the shit. You can learn from reading. You can learn from all aspects. So it's just like your credibility is good, and nobody can make you feel as if it is less than or whatever the case may be, because essentially this is you, and whatever you put out is your truth, and nobody can take that from you. So, but obviously, like, don't be out here bullshitting people, like, and that's what a lot of stuff is. People are buying courses, especially like if a lot of us have tried to dabble into like the transportation industry. I did, for one. And I bought that dispatching course. I thought I was on to something. I had my whole website created and everything ready to go. And then I was getting a lot of people calling me and stuff like that. And I did go through the process, but the trucking industry is just so complex. It was not my lane. It was me just on some get rich quick shit. And you realize trucking is not something that you want to just get rich quick in. It is like you want to have your foundation with that shit, because a lot of liabilities. So operate out of your heart space when you are creating things, and just know that when you are in alignment for things, it's going to work out for you. It does not have to be a fast pace. You're getting 10K in 30 minutes like everybody tries to put out there. People are not just out here getting 10K in 30 minutes. And if they are at that point, they have done a lot of work behind the scenes to do things like that. But if everybody was out here doing that, then they would not be complaining about Trump's America, because everybody would be fucking billionaires and not give a fuck about shit. Just don't be out here scamming people with stupid shit. Okay. And then next, with the Seven of Swords cards, so it can mean you're holding back, not being fully real or visible in your marketing. It can also reflect self-sabotage, doubt, isolation, fear, or you're just not telling the whole truth to yourself. Maybe your soul knows what to do next, but your mind is stalling. So I relate to pretty much all of those. When I say when it says you're not being your real self or visible in your marketing, I do feel that, like, because I did have somebody the other day that was like, oh, I didn't even know this was your page, because, like, when you're scrolling on your TikTok, you don't see you. You do. It's just that I have incorporated a mixture of marketing for myself. And if I'm being honest, I do feel the most comfortable in that lane. That's probably not something I'm going to change right now. I do try to mix in more of the real by taking clips from these actual videos and putting them on my TikTok, or, like putting some of my workout videos on there so that it is realistic stuff. But I more so just like to show my creative side in making my content without my personal self in there. And that's just preference. If I'm being real, I have not fully grasped how I want to. Well, I have. I'm not even going to downplay myself. I don't want my personal life just broadcasted on my social media. It doesn't matter that I'm a business owner. I don't mind coming on here and sharing vulnerable things, but obviously, like, this is just very straightforward and, in the safe space. Not saying that the internet is the safe space, but me right here, right now, like, this is my safe space, and this is about as far as it extends. Like, I don't want everything else in my life broadcasted, and that's okay. You don't have to be like that. A lot of people are not like that. You don't see Beyonce doing that, and I am not bringing up Beyonce because, I am a huge fan or anything. It's just like, yeah, there are certain people that they just have a following and they pop out every once in a while type shit. So, yeah, that's my talk for the day. So if you are also feeling those same things, or if you feel stuck in some form or fashion, it doesn't even have to be in business. It can be in life. Like, you have to understand everything is connected. So I could feel like I'm stuck in a rut with my business, but I could also feel like I'm stuck in a rut in my relationship, or with my kid, or with a job, with who knows? Like, it could be anything. But I am glad that I let myself get on here and talk, because I do feel a lot better. Not saying today is just going to be cookies and rainbows now, but I do feel that I found a lot of clarity for myself, and I do know my next steps. So anywho, yes, check out our page. Support the tribe. Be the tribe. We are the tribe. Until next time. That's a wrap for today's episode. If this resonated with you, don't forget to follow, share, and connect with me on YouTube, TikTok, and my website can be found in my bio. Let's keep the convo going.